There's a specific kind of pain that happens at 8 a.m. when the house goes quiet, when your parents leave for work, when you're still here, still waiting for something to change, still wondering where it all went wrong. Whether you were the brilliant student or the average one, the formula was always the same. Your parents believed in it. They sacrificed, took loans, extra tuition, everything, because they were promised one simple thing. If you complete your degree, the job will come. Some of you studied hard for it. Some of you scraped through. Some of you worked while studying. Some of you struggled with concepts but kept pushing. The path was different for everyone, but the promise was the same. You did what you were supposed to do. You finished. You got your degree. You dressed for success. You practiced interview answers. You applied everywhere. You smiled right. You said all the right things. But somewhere between that degree in your hand and the actual job that was supposed to follow it, something broke. And nobody could explain why. The first rejection felt like a fluke. You told yourself, next one will be different. The fifth rejection still felt like a chance to improve. You watched YouTube videos on interview skills. You practiced answers in the mirror. You updated your resume again and again and again. But by the 15th rejection, something shifted. It wasn't about getting better anymore. It became about something darker. It became about your worth. We've decided to go with another candidate felt like, you're not good enough. Every silence after an interview felt like they saw through you. And then came the question you couldn't stop asking yourself. If I'm not good enough for a job, what am I good enough for? Nothing. That's what the silence whispered. Nothing. Your parents don't say anything. That's the cruelest part. If your father yelled at you, at least you'd know what to fix. But he doesn't. He comes home, sits, reads the paper, and the silence is deafening. It says everything. Your mother still cooks for you, still does your laundry. But you notice her hands shaking now. You notice the gray hair growing faster. You notice her pretending not to notice that you're still here. And then there's the eating. You eat and you feel guilty because this food comes from their labor, their sacrifice, their worry. You consume it, and you become a parasite in your own home. Every rupee you spend is their rupee, money meant for retirement, money meant for medical emergencies, money that should have been for their peace. But you're spending it on coffee, on cigarettes, on anything to feel something. Your father doesn't say you're a failure, but you feel it every time he doesn't look at you. Your mother doesn't say you're wasting our money, but you see it in the way she counts the groceries. This is the weight that's worse than any job rejection. This is the weight of their disappointment. And it's sitting on your chest every morning, every single morning. And then there's the cruelty of comparison. Your schoolmates are closing deals. Your college friends are getting promotions. Your neighbor's son just bought a house. Your cousin just got married. Everyone's life is a movie montage of wins. But yours is a waiting room. You see their success, and you don't feel happy for them. You feel small. You feel left behind. You feel like you took a wrong turn somewhere, and now you're stuck in a place where everyone else is moving forward, and you're frozen. The society doesn't stay quiet about this either. What are you doing these days? Your uncle asks. Why aren't you married yet? Your aunt wonders. Your parents must be so worried, says someone you barely know. Every question is a knife. Not because they mean it to be, but because they're asking the same question you're asking yourself. What's wrong with you? And the answer feels clear. Everything. You're not just unemployed. In your mind, you've become unemployment. You've become failure. You've become the cautionary tale, the example of what happens when you're not good enough. The middle-class dream promised you everything. Good education, good job, good life, good family. But nobody told you what happens when you're good, but not good enough. When you're trying, but not trying hard enough. When you're smart, but not smart enough. Nobody tells you how that feels. But here's what nobody talks about. You're not lazy. You're not unmotivated. You're not depressed in the way they show in movies with dramatic breakdowns and therapy sessions. You're something worse. You're empty. You wake up and there's no point. You try and there's no belief in the trying. You apply for jobs and you already know you won't get them. You talk to people and you already know they're judging you. This isn't depression. This is identity death. You built your entire identity on the promise of success. Your worth came from achievement. Your value came from productivity. Your meaning came from external validation. And now that all of it has disappeared, so have you. You don't know who you are without a job title. You don't know how to have value when you're not valuable to anyone. You don't know how to exist when your existence feels like a burden. Your parents work harder to ignore the weight. You eat more to fill the emptiness. Your father's silence grows deeper. Your mother's hands shake faster. And you sit in the middle of it all, invisible, present but unseen, here but gone. This is the pain that nobody names. This is the struggle that middle-class men carry in silence. This is the pressure that builds until you can't breathe. And nobody talks about it. But here's what I want you to know. If you're living this right now, this pressure you feel, it's not actually about getting a job. It's about believing that your worth is tied to your productivity. It's about accepting the definition of success that society handed you without questioning it. Your parents aren't disappointed because you haven't earned money. They're struggling because they love you. They're afraid for you. But that fear is theirs to carry, not yours to shoulder. Your father's silence isn't judgment. It's his own fear of not being a good father, masked in silence. Because that's what men do. We hide. This struggle you're facing, millions of middle-class men face it. They just hide it better. Behind marriages, behind fake jobs, behind alcohol, behind anything but admitting, I'm lost. But admitting you're lost is the first step to finding yourself. Not the job, not the approval, not the money, but understanding who you actually are. Beyond the degree, beyond the job title, beyond everyone's expectations. That's where your worth lives. Not in what you do, but in who you are. And that's what nobody tells you.